June 24th, 2026. We're going to walk through the day and we're going to look at what alignment channels occurred today. We're going to line up all of the momentum on a few different time frames and see if that changes things and see what we can do. So, market open, we consolidate and we taper down here for a little bit of time. And in this time, the first 15 minutes of the market, we don't trade. First 30 minutes of the market, we generally don't trade. Definitely not the first 15. So in the first 15 minutes, this is a 2-minute time frame right here. In the first 15, we look at our time frames. Our 1 hour is in the green. Our 15 is in the red. So right off the bat, we don't even have any alignment. So we're just waiting. We're going to wait for those to align. We're going to go forward in time. We're going to be patient. All good traders are patient. Okay, now the 15 is pulling up. It's getting close. It's not in the green yet. Remember, our 1 is in the green. We want these to be aligned. So it starts to finish in the green around here. Hasn't finished in the green yet. It's still printing. Takes 15 minutes. As you know, there it prints right here. This is the final print right there. So now that the 15 has printed in the green, both of our 5-minute twins are in the green. These are actually synced up, showing the same data now, so I'll just show you this one. So everything is in the green and going up. But the problem is after that 15-minute concludes, I mean, technically, this would have been an entry and it also would have been a loss. But remember, the 15 had not printed yet fully. But we'll mark it as a loss anyway. We'll say this was a loss because, you know, this does tick up to the upside right here at 10 a.m. So yes, entry at this top of the candle, stop loss slightly below that candle, yeah, that would have been a loss, right? So we'll mark it as a loss. And let's see if we can find another alignment channel for the day. One cool thing that happened today, by the way, is we had a very serious wedge break right here. You can see there was a sort of a wedge forming, and when it did break around here, look what that resulted in. I mean, that resulted in a massive move down when that broke. So catching this wedge and seeing the volume start to increase at the wedge break, look at the volume increasing, a bunch of red selling. So had you been able to see that, this would have been a tremendous entry for a wedge break, and how picture perfect it was, and how the market is willing to give you so much sometimes with these setups. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to look at the other strategy I trade, which is just straight up alignment channels. Okay, so we had one loss on the day, and as we move forward in time, we don't have any more 5-minute alignment. The 5-minute doesn't expand to the green anymore. It just stays in the red for the rest of the foreseeable future. So we don't trade until the 15 and the 1 are in the red. We want those to align, right? And that alignment happens right here. 15 is now in the red. 5-minute, obviously in the red. And the 1 hour is moving down. So that's good. Absolutely good. That's what we want to see. And now we look for a volume, or now we look for either a volume confluence, or we just really want to see a realignment in the momentum. So the momentum can either be going in a contracting fashion or it can be expanding in the direction. So we want it to be expanding downward because everything is going down. So by the time everything aligns right here, this was technically an entry. It was an early entry, but that was an entry because everything's moving down. 5 minutes moving down, expanding to the downside. You got some flat top Heikinashi. Look at these nice red selling candles on the 5. And the 15 is moving to the downside as well. It's got its own red candles unfolding. So everything is looking aligned right here. And then you see the momentum aligned to the downside here. So that's one entry. That would have been a win. We're going to mark that. Let's look for another entry, okay? Look, we pull back, we cool off, we pull back, and then right here we get another entry. Right here. Pulls back, and then this MACD is greater than this MACD, so that's technically a realignment there, more supporting asymmetry. So that would have been another win with a 1-to-1 ratio. See that 1-to-1 ratio there? Alright, let's see if there's another opportunity to take a trade after that point. Right there. Now the 5 had started pulling back a little bit at this time, at this entry. But that also would have been a win. And had you skipped this because the 5 was pulling back and you want to wait for the 5 to be expanding with the trade, right? If you wanted to be more patient, say you skip that one, okay? Well, look at the momentum. What do you see? We pull back here and then we realign here. See that? So at 12.18, that was your next entry right here. Would that have been a win? Yes, that would have been a win as well. So far we've got 3 potential wins, 1 loss, with a 1-to-1 ratio. And now we're going to move forward in time. This is still unfolding. This is still expanding with us. And we get one more right here. Right here. Why is that an entry? Because we pulled back and then we realigned. Now, this is very overextended. This is an overextended territory. So you definitely want to be more cautious, and it's for this reason. This would have been a loss. Actually, this would have been a loss because this next candle would have penetrated that stop loss right here at the edge of the candle, top of the candle. So that would have been a loss. And why would you skip it? If you were to skip it, why would you skip it? Well, it's because we're pretty overextended. We're not near the middle line. We're not in the green and turning around. We're pretty overextended. So generally those are risky setups, okay? And so now we're technically up 1 on the day. 3 wins, 2 losses. You could even say we're even on the day because one of them could have skipped it, easily could have skipped it. Now here, notice what's happening with the 5-minute momentum. 5-minute momentum is moving against us. So we don't really have any trade yet. We want the 5 to be going with us. That's what we want. Skip forward in time, wait for the 5 to start aligning with us. Now the 5 is starting to fall down. Okay, now it's concluded its first downward momentum. Now momentum is aligned. Even though it's in the wrong region, it's in the green region, it's now at least aligning with us. And that's why we get this alignment right here. This is an alignment occurring because of that. But we don't trade it. We don't trade it because the 5 is not in the red. We want it to be close to the red or in the red. And that happens right here. Now we're starting to touch red. And would this have been an entry? Yeah, that technically could have been an entry right there. Realigning to the downside. That would have been a loss. There is a loss right there. And the next one would have occurred here. Very next candle, 2 candles later. And that would have been a win. A lot of trade setups happening today. And then that was the final one of the day because there was no more trades to the downside. Everything else was moving up for the rest of the day. So we had no more alignments. So with all that being said, if you look at the setups here, you got 1, 2, 3 losses, 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. So you would have been up 1R on the day, or say you skipped one, then you would have been break even on the day. But either way, that was all the alignments that occurred today, and I'll see you in the next one.